One of the toughest things about raising chicks is the transition from the brooder to the coop, especially if you have an older flock of chickens. Older chickens don't tend to accept the younger ones, and so it's really tough transitioning them safely. But I have found a very effective way of separating the babies from the older flock of chickens while still moving them into the coop. And so I'm going to walk you in there, show you this setup, and hopefully you can apply it to your coop as well. It is a really great way to transition the chicks from the brooder to the coop. So once your baby chicks get their feathers, they don't have to be under the heat lamp anymore, and they're ready to move to the coop. But like I mentioned, moving them to the coop can be a hard transition. So what I have done is I have built this sectioned off portion inside the coop. All I used was a horse panel, and I lined the bottom with cardboard because the babies are still small enough that they can hop through the squares. So I have just sectioned off this part of the coop. I have their water, I have their food, and now the babies have way more space than they did in the brooder. And they are next to the older hens, but they can't get through. And these older hens, this is just high enough that they can't fly over, but it's a great way to get these babies used to the coop. These hens are getting used to the babies being next to them, and it allows these babies to grow up big enough before I fully transition them in with the older hens. So if you have baby chicks that are ready to transition over to the coop, and you also have an older flock of chickens, I would definitely recommend trying to keep them separate until they are much closer in size. It's never an easy transition, but the closer in size they are, the easier it is. So separate them like I've shown you here in this video. And if you don't have chicks, but you want to get chickens and you just don't want to deal with raising babies, sometimes getting pullets is a really great idea. A pullet is a young hen who's just beginning to lay eggs, and it's just a great way to skip the whole phase of raising chicks and just start with a young laying hen. In fact, I got quite a few pullets myself this year, as well as the chicks, but the pullets are already laying. And if you head to this video right here, I talk about pullets more in depth because it's a really great option that a lot of chicken keepers don't think of. So head to that video next, and I'll see you there.